I am by no means proud of myself for cheating. I felt sick to my stomach looking at myself and took a year to reevaluate my life. I moved apartments, hit the gym, ate better, tried Buddhism, and now I feel better. Alma and I even got together after the year to talk things out. She apologized for pulling away, and I apologized for cheating. We forgave each other. We'll never be great friends again, but I feel better knowing that we won't cringe when we see the other person. I met my now girlfriend, let's call her Sasha, 27F, at a mutual friend's party. I got her number, and we really hit it off. When we broached the conversation about past relationships, I told her what happened between me and Alma. I told her that if she had any questions or if this made her feel uncomfortable, then to let me know. She seemed fairly understanding, though she had never cheated or been cheated on, and we continued to have a wonderful relationship, and we moved in together in November. Now, around the end of February, she started to become increasingly curious about the cheating. She asked me if the one-night stand and I ever talked afterward, if she knew I had a fiancé, if Alma wanted to try to work things out, if I ever tried to get with other women in relationships, etc. I answered all her questions honestly and let her know that if she's concerned that I'm going to cheat again, I'll keep my electronics and such open to her. Things seemed to be alright for a bit until I noticed that Sasha was compulsively going through my electronics. She didn't ask me any more questions regarding my infidelity but just became very jealous and controlling. For example, 3 weeks ago, I had to take my computer to the shop because it had been acting buggy. Come to find out, a keylogger of some sort had been installed on my computer. I brought this up to Sasha, and she asked why I took my computer in, that it worked fine for her, and that maybe it downloaded when I went onto some adult-only site. Another example would be Alma messaging me on Facebook last week, wondering why I sent her and another girl from high school text messages. I had no idea what she was talking about, and she sent me screen caps from a cell phone number that's obviously mine. The texts weren't inappropriate, but obviously out of place. They just tried to strike up a conversation but were obviously not done in my tone. Again, I asked Sasha, and she seemed genuinely clueless and baffled. I checked my online account, and it confirmed that the messages were sent from my phone. Yesterday, Sasha and I went out to celebrate her friend's promotion. When Sasha went to the bathroom, her friend, let's call her Danielle, brought up cheating. She told me about this ex that cheated on her all the time and cheated in all of his relationships. Once a cheater, always a cheater, blah blah blah, you know? I told her that for some people that's true, but I think once a cheater should be reflective of the relationship that someone cheated in. I always know Alma will see me as a cheater, and I can't take that away, but I never want to cheat again. I never want to step into a relationship and be treated like a cheater. I explained this to Danielle without referencing my past infidelity. She laughed and told me I had deluded myself and that Sasha better keep her eye on me. Sasha came back, and I excused myself, telling her I felt sick and wanted to go home. She wanted to stay and said I could just Uber, so I Ubered home and watched some Netflix. Sasha came home a little tipsy and began to slyly ask if I came home immediately or if I detoured. I asked her why she was being so distrustful, as I felt I kept communications open to her and have not given her a reason to not believe me. She went silent, then excused herself to go to bed. When I joined her, she was on her laptop and slammed it shut when I entered the room. Today, I'm fuming. I've done everything I feel I can to help alleviate any worries of cheating. I've done my best to be a better person than who I once was. I'm at a loss and don't know if this is a normal reaction when you date someone who once cheated. Is this worth salvaging with Sasha, or should I just cut and run? Update 1. So I'm just going to sum things up because there's a lot of detail, and it's great for long stories with friends, maybe not Reddit. Sasha told me she was going to visit her mother because there was a health emergency last week. I took her to the airport and immediately moved all essentials out of my place to a storage locker not far from it. I had my computer and phone scrubbed of keyloggers and trackers, there were several on each. A good friend of mine offered me his spare room until a month is up as I had to leave a 30-day written notice for Sasha in the apartment. I decided it would be best to wait until she got home to let her know we broke up to not distract from her family. The day before Sasha was supposed to fly back, I received an eerie Facebook message from Alma. Apparently, for the past couple of days, her home had been messed with. Someone left gates open, tore through screen doors, broke a couple of pots in the yard, and she felt like she was being watched. She asked if there was any chance that I or Sasha was behind all of this. It pained me to say it, but part of me thought Sasha or Danielle might be, as I had no idea where Alma currently lived. I informed her about the keylogger, the trackers, and other issues. Alma asked what kind of car I drove, as she had noticed the same car driving by several times and was now parked at the end of her block. It was not Sasha's vehicle or mine, so I assumed Danielle might be stalking Alma on Sasha's behalf while I was gone. Alma asked if I would come deal with this, as she was very upset to be involved involuntarily in this issue and to at least provide company so she wouldn't be home alone. She gave me her address, and off I went. Come to find out, Sasha never boarded the plane. She bought a ticket and turned around as soon as I did. She rented a car and went to stalk Alma, probably in hopes to catch me going back to Alma, which in her eyes happened as soon as I showed up to Alma's place. I arrived, and Sasha came bulldozing out of her rented car towards me. She kept screaming at me for cheating on her, that she knew I'd run back to that bleep, that the second she was gone I couldn't keep my manhood in my pants. Alma came out of her house at the sound of the screams, and Sasha tried to sprint at her. Thankfully, Alma was able to get back into her home and lock the door in time, and Sasha began to hurl things around her yard. The police arrived and took everyone aside for statements. Alma showed pictures of prior damage, photos of the car parked at the end of the block, Facebook messages between me, and I did the same. Surprisingly, it seemed that Sasha didn't deny any of it. She even admitted to stalking Alma's Facebook enough to determine where she lived based on photos. The worst moment was when they put Sasha into the police car. She looked me straight in the eye and told me that what she did for me and our love together. We will be together forever, she swears. The police officer apologized and said I should start looking into a restraining order ASAP. So that's what I've been doing this week. I think I want to be single for some time now.